Today, we will be discussing how to subtract fractions. So what we're going to do is that we're going to solve these 6 problems right here. And when subtracting fractions, the first step is to ensure that the denominators of the fractions are exactly the same. So as you can see, for all 6 of these problems right here, none of the denominators are exactly the same. So what we're going to do first is to make the denominators all the same. And after subtracting the fractions, we will see what we want to do is that we want to take a look to see whether we can simplify them even further. And if we cannot, we leave it the way it is. And if we can simplify them even further, we simplify them even further. So let's get started. So for problem A, we have 7 over 2 minus 5 over 4. So the first step is to ensure that the 2 denominators are exactly the same. And the lowest common denominator between 2 and 4 is 4. So therefore, the first step is to convert 7 over 2 into some number right here in the numerator over 4. So 7 over 2 is equal to 14 over 4. That's because 2 times 2 gives us 4, and 7 times 2 gives us 14. Minus 5 over 4 is equal to, so 14 minus 5, that gives us 9. 4 and 4 just simply carries over. So therefore, for problem A, the final answer is 9 over 4. Because 9 over 4 cannot be simplified any further. Now let us solve problem B. For problem B, we have 7 over 8 minus 3 over 4. The lowest common denominator between 8 and 4 is 8. So therefore, we will rewrite this fraction 3 over 4 right here by using a new fraction with some numerator number over 8. So 7 over 8, that's just 7 over 8, minus 3 over 4. And 3 over 4, well, 4 times 2 gives us 8. And because we multiplied 4 by 2, we also have to multiply the numerator number of 3 by 2 as well, which gives us 6. That is equal to 7 minus 6 is equal to 1. 8 and 8 simply carries over. And because 1 over 8 cannot be simplified any further, the final answer for problem B is 1 over 8. Now let us solve problem C. So for problem C, we have 5 over 3 minus 2 over 6. The lowest common denominator between 3 and 6 is 6. And so therefore, we will make this fraction right here, 5 over 3, a certain number over 6. So 5 over 3 is equal to 10 over 6. Because to get from 3 to 6, we have to multiply 3 by 2. And 3 multiplied by 2 gives us 6. And because we multiplied the denominator number by 2, we must do the exact same thing with the numerator number, which is 5. And 5 times 2 gives us 10. Now, from 10 over 6, we will subtract 2 over 6. Six and 6 simply carries over. 10 minus 2 gives us 8. Now, you can tell that both 8 and 6 are numbers that are divisible by 2. And we will simplify this even further by dividing both the numerator value of 8 as well as the denominator value of 6 by 2. 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. 4 over 3 cannot be simplified any further. And so therefore, the final answer for problem C is 4 over 3. Now let us solve problem D. For problem D, we have 7 over 5 minus 4 over 10. The lowest common denominator between 5 and 10 is 10. And so therefore, to solve problem D, we will make this fraction right here a certain numerator value over 10. 7 over 5 is equal to 14 over 10. And that's because in order to get from 5 to 10, we have to multiply 5 by 2. And whatever we do to the denominator of a fraction, we must also do the same thing to the numerator of the fraction. And 7 times 2 gives us 14. Minus 4 over 10 is equal to 14 minus 4 gives us 10. 10 and 10 in the denominators of the fractions simply carries over. 10 divided by 10 is equal to 1. And of course, the number 1 cannot be simplified any further. And so therefore, the final answer for problem D is 1. Now let us solve problem E. For problem E, we have 9 over 5 minus 1 over 2. The lowest common denominator between 5 and 2 is 10. And so therefore, what we want to do is that we want to make both fractions with certain numerator values over the denominator value 10. 9 over 5. So a fraction with the denominator value 10 minus another fraction with the denominator value of 10 is equal to a fraction also with a denominator value of 10. In order to get from 5 to 10, we have to multiply 5 by 2. Likewise, because we multiplied the denominator value of 5 by 2, we must also multiply the numerator value of 9 by 2 as well. And 2 times 9 gives us 18. To get from 2 to 10, we have to multiply 2 by 5. Likewise, we also have to multiply the numerator value by 5 as well. And 1 times 5 gives us 5. Now all we need to do is to subtract the numerators of the fraction. 18 minus 5 gives us 13. And because 13 divided by 10 cannot be simplified any further, the final answer for problem E is 13 over 10. Now let us solve the last and final problem, problem F. So for problem F, we have 4 over 5 minus 1 over 3. And the lowest common denominator between 5 and 3 is 15. And so therefore, we will make both this fraction right here as well as this fraction right here with certain numerator values over the denominator value 15. So a fraction with a certain numerator value over 15 minus another fraction with certain numerator value over the denominator value 15 is equal to an answer that is also a fraction with the denominator value 15. Now, in order to get from 5 to 15, we have to multiply 5 by 3. In order to do that, now, because we have multiplied the denominator value 5 by 3, we must also multiply the numerator value of 4 by 3 as well. 3 times 4 gives us 12. And to get from 3 to 15, we have to multiply 3 by 5. And remember, whatever we do to the denominator of the fraction, we must also do the exact same thing to the numerator of the fraction. And 1 times 5 gives us 5. Now all we need to do is to subtract the numerators. So 12 minus 5 gives us 7. And because 7 over 15 cannot be simplified any further, the final answer for problem F is 7 over 15. And this is how to subtract fractions.